Halifax Mayor Andy Fillmore says he plans to bring forward a motion to council to temporarily pause cycling infrastructure. He wants to hold off awarding new bike lane design and construction contracts. The mayor says it's in response to frustration over worsening traffic congestion, as well as the escalating cost of the all ages and abilities bicycle network. Tristan Cleveland is an urban planner here in Halifax. So we're downtown in one of the bike lanes. Why do you think the city should keep going with this project?
Well, it is absolutely essential that Halifax builds out a minimum network of really safe, useful bike lanes. Because right now we have these little stubs of bike lanes that don't actually lead anywhere. So not that many people use them. I mean, quite a few people do bike in Halifax because it's just so darn useful here. But if we could just complete that network, then so many more would. And if we don't complete it in time, I mean, there's just going to be so much political backlash. People are already frustrated because they lose turning lanes, they lose parking for these bike lanes, and then they don't see many people using them, which I understand completely. So we just got to get it done. We got to get that minimum network in so that we can fill up these bike lanes with people. All
right. Well, speaking of that, the backlash that the mayor is talking about, he says residents are frustrated, businesses are frustrated because of this traffic congestion that the bike lanes are causing. What do you say to that?
Well, again, I understand, but bike lanes really are a fundamental solution to traffic congestion. As downtowns grow in size and their economies grow, it means more people are going to try to get to more places in a given space, right? And so the amount of space each person needs to move is going to shrink. So that means more people are going to have to walk, bike, or take transit. And every big successful downtown around the world has more people walking, biking, and taking transit. More than 50% of people use those modes in most big downtowns. So we're going to have to transition to that mode of getting around because cars take 2 to 15 times more space than people walking, biking, or taking transit.
Now, there's also been a concern about the price tag of this. Initially, $25 million. Now it's ballooned to $93 million. Is it worth that much money?
Well, that costs less than many highway interchanges, right? So for the cost of one highway interchange, we could build out our complete bike network. That's not to be flippant, though. It does deserve a careful look. Why is it costing this much? Is there a more efficient, cost-effective way, a nimbler way that we can get these bike networks rolled out? I'm all for that. But I just think we need to keep pushing until we get this minimum network done.
Now, some may argue that money might have been better spent to improve public transit. What would you say to those folks?
Well, I think yes, and because public transit is an absolutely crucial component of the puzzle, and for that as well, we need bus lanes that get people straight from Clayton Park and Sackville straight into downtown Halifax, so that the alternatives to driving are really, really great. That way, the people who are driving are the people who really need to drive because they don't have good alternatives. And everybody else have such good options that they will freely choose to jump on a quick transit bus that goes straight downtown or a nice, comfortable bike ride.
As you said, some folks are frustrated when they don't see people using bike lanes, that they're empty a lot of the time. Is that part of the problem? And, is the money going to just a few people's usage of the city? How do you respond?
I hear people sometimes say that, but, there are so many people with bikes in their house waiting to be used. And these people are being underserved. So many people who would love to just get outside and enjoy biking around. Research has shown over and over again that the happiest people are the people who get to walk or bike to work. It is so great for quality of life. And I think it's terrible that everyone who would love to bike to work are being deprived of that option and being forced to instead create more traffic for all of us.
Are you concerned that maybe the bike lanes would be taken down? I know that's not what the mayor is saying, but Ontario has had those musings, and are you concerned that might happen here?
I'm absolutely concerned. So the mayor is absolutely not saying that we're going to remove the bike lanes that are here, to be clear. But if we lose the momentum on building these bike lanes, and if we don't get that complete network done fast enough, I think there's a real risk that the blowback, the backlash is going to grow to such an extent that we could start losing bike lanes, and that would be a real shame.
Do you think there should be a shift in strategy of where the bike lanes are going?
That's a complex question. There's a real tension between putting them right on our main streets like Agricola or side streets just off of places like that. Certainly on side streets you can maybe get it done faster, but it doesn't necessarily go directly to where you need to get to. So there's lively debates about these details. But wherever we can get it done. The main thing is to get that main network done.
Now, the issue is going before council tomorrow. What are you expecting?
I really don't know what to expect. You know, there's a lot of differing opinions on council, and a lot of councillors represent the suburban and regional rural communities where most people do need to drive for almost all their trips when they leave home. And so for them, it's natural that they are especially frustrated by all this. But I hope that council really sees the big picture of the importance of active transportation for growing the downtown's economy long term and not getting us stuck in a point where driving is a terrible option because traffic is so bad, but walking, biking, and transit are even worse. That's not where we want to end up.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.